The Ripple XRP case is nearing conclusion. At least all indications are that we're getting closer and closer to the end of the road here. But the fight for clarity must continue. The fight for crypto regulation clarity in the United States has been a long fight, and we really don't have the final answers we need. And Brad Garlinghouse, of course, the CEO of Ripple, in a video posted to Twitter, basically said that, listen, we have to come together as an entire industry. This is not just about Ripple. It's not just about XRP. It's not just about this case. This is about our entire industry. And he basically said the United States financial watchdog acted in, quote, bad faith, plain and simple. And he was upset. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has warned that as the Ripple's legal battle against the United States Securities and Exchange Commission is coming, quote, to a close, it is just the beginning of a larger battle for the entire industry here in the U.S., and the fight for regulatory clarity has to continue, and it has to start with all of us. And we're going to go inside some of what he said here in this video. This was posted yesterday in a June 17th video where Garlinghouse said that the Hinman documents essentially suggest that the SEC knowingly created confusion about the rules, and they used that confusion through enforcement, meaning they purposely created ambiguity and uncertainty. Now, we know this after the Hinman documents were unsealed back on June 13th, just 5 days ago, as part of the ongoing lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC, which has went on now for 2+ years. Garlinghouse went ahead and published this video on Twitter that we're going to watch in this video, in case you missed it, discussing the lawsuit's timeline and expressing the frustration with the agency in general. And we're going to, again, just kind of focus in on this conversation that Brad Garlinghouse recently had, and again, recently posted on his Twitter page. So let me take you inside that, and we can take a listen to this here. And again, keep in mind that Garlinghouse has been very, very adamant about, kind of all of us coming together here, that this was not something we could do alone, right? Now, Ripple alone is going to essentially pay over $100 million in legal fees, which that to me is just absolutely insane, right? But let me pull myself up here and take you inside this right now. Let's take a listen at what Brad Garlinghouse had to say yesterday in this video posted on Twitter. Take a listen.
Hi, I'm Brad Garlinghouse. As many of you know, I don't often make videos like this, but then again, not every week has been like this one. A few days ago, after 2 years, 7 court orders, and over $100 million in legal bills, the Hinman speech documents, including internal SEC emails and comments leading up to this now infamous 2018 speech, they've finally been unsealed. Hinman's speech created new factors to determine if a token becomes sufficiently decentralized to no longer be considered a security. At best, these documents show that senior officials at the SEC couldn't agree on the law and told Bill Hinman directly he would confuse the public even more about the rules for crypto. At worst, they show that Hinman deliberately ignored the law, and he tried to create new laws, something only Congress can do. And while he was a public servant, Hinman received millions of dollars of payments from his law firm, which was part of an alliance with others that had a vested interest in this speech. This speech isn't about any one token or any one blockchain. This is about showing the extent to which the SEC has relentlessly pursued enforcement actions against crypto players while professing fake open arms and calls to come in and register, all the while lying about their so-called guidance. As some of you may know, Ripple spent years proactively engaging with the SEC. I personally met with Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman, with no lawyer present. Why would I need a lawyer if we were all coming together in good faith? We answered every question they had, and not once did they suggest to me that XRP was a security. We were fully transparent, not knowing they would then use this information against us. The SEC hit us with a surprise Wells notice saying they were considering suing us for breaking securities laws and still refused to provide specifics. To those that have recently been hit with their own Wells notices and lawsuits, this likely sounds all too familiar. When the lawsuit did drop against us, days before Christmas, a very Grinch-like touch, they made it personal. They sued Chris Larson and they sued myself, alleging we should have known all along that XRP was a security. You can now see plain as day, they couldn't even agree amongst themselves. And to me, it still seems like they can't. What we saw play out in our case is exactly what's still happening. The SEC is looking to kill crypto innovation in the United States, and its current chair, an unelected bureaucrat, I might add, is weaponizing the lack of regulatory clarity to exert jurisdiction over the entire crypto space. This is the definition of putting politics over people. It's the pursuit of power over sound policy. The SEC tried to bully us into acquiescing. Thankfully, we have had the resources to fight back. And now we can all see what they've fought so hard to hide. They knowingly created confusion about the rules, and they used that confusion to regulate through enforcement. That's bad faith, plain and simple. Ultimately, as our lawsuit comes to a close, for so many others, it's just starting. The fight for clarity has to continue. I'm just going to conclude by saying to my colleagues here at Ripple, to my family, my friends, everyone who has supported us over the past 2.5 years, and certainly to the whole of the XRP Army, a very heartfelt and a very genuine thank you for that support.
So there you have it. That was the message from Brad Garlinghouse. I thought fantastically done, too. By the way, this thing got over 600,000 views so far since it's been posted. So very interesting, and we'll be keeping tabs on it. I think this was a very bullish week, though, for the Ripple case and Brad Garlinghouse and just where things stand right now. Of course, that lawsuit was initially filed back in December of 2020. He referred to it there, very Grinch-like touch to file the case just days before Christmas. And now we could be closer than ever. We could be closer than ever to finally getting some answers here, and we shall see. But we'll be keeping tabs on it no matter what. Make sure you guys are locked in. Hit that subscribe button for us. Totally free down there below, and we'll be right here bringing you up to speed on all the latest. Appreciate you guys as always. See ya.